Well, here I am. I'm very excited to be joined by brand new in the block. It's Emperors. Hello. How are we doing?
Oh, hello, hello. This is our debut interview, actually.
That's very exciting.
And
It's
you are
very
a lovely sandwich filling in between our faces. Yes.
gorgeous. The perfect place to be. So, would you like to introduce yourselves? Tell us who you are. Stephen, do you want to go first?
Okay, sure. Yeah, shall I go first? We haven't actually,
Go
since this is
for
our
it.
debut interview, we haven't choreographed, who
It's
goes first,
okay.
when and all that. But yeah, so I'm Stephen, the lead singer of our duo and songwriter and pianist and synth player also. Yeah.
All the things.
And
Great.
also naughty queen on the nighttime scene. That's how we know each other. But,
Yes, very much so. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Our first meetings were in the Glory, the
Oh.
lovely Glory in East London,
Yes.
back in the day. And Iggy, how about you? Who are you?
Uh, I'm a music producer. I go also by the name Jankowski, and I just released my first EP. So you guys can go and
Mm.
check it out on Spotify. You will find me as Jankowski. Uh,
Great.
yeah, I'm a music producer, and I've met Stephen through
Mm.
Martin Youth Glover,
Yeah.
who did a bunch of hit singles in back in '90s. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
studied at the Road Institute, and just do a whole bunch of music basically.
Oh, nice. So how did you both meet each other then, and how did Emperors come about?
2019, I went with the Glory to, they do the NYC download
Yeah, yeah.
every year where we do the, go, it's like the gay club of Glastonbury and, flash our legs and all that. And set, and this lady was doing a really great husky vocal over it. And yeah, we just got to talking and he said it'd be really cool to work with each other again. And I went over to his place and I was showing him some of my music. And I was telling him I would love to, polish up my songs and everything. So, and then he'd met Iggy separately. So, and that we were brought together that way. So, and now Iggy's side of the story is his thing.
I met Youth at a gig in Shoreditch. Actually, it was through a contact at Abbey Road Institute. They sent us there to kind of help with some, setting up the stage and that. So I've met Youth through there. Went to his place, showed him my music, and he said it wasn't good. So I kind of got disappointed, but at the same time, I felt that day that from now on, I'm just going to make music that I like to make. And he gave me Steven's contact. We got together, and that was sort of basically the beginning of a new era for me because I used to make pop music, pretty boring pop music, nothing special. But this time I just wanted to make something different. And with Steven, we sort of started exploring the world of sounds and sort of ended up doing, a lot of 80s inspired pop songs, which we both like. We are big fans of 80s. I'm a big fan of Depeche Mode. Stevens our new romantic Blitz kid.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so yeah, we sort of happen to come from the same worlds, and yeah, it's a really interesting experience.
Ah, that's great. And I can definitely see all those influences in your first song and the video as well. We're gonna be hearing the song in the show, but tell us a little bit about this video as well and how that all came about because it looks very cool.
What colors we see with the sonics and everything. I think Iggy kind of saw purple. I saw kind of a bluey color and kind of similar. And because of the lyrics of the song, it's all about the idea of empire and stuff like that. So we wanted a kind of old looking asylum chapel venue, and I'd found it as well on Google separately, and we thought, yeah, that'd be really great to do something in. And then we met up with Joseph Wilson. I don't know if you know him. He's like snappy snapper
Okay,
of the
uh-huh.
scene and all that.
Photographer of the scene.
We brought him our ideas, and he kind of yeah, he fleshed them out a bit more and said, oh, maybe you could have like some other people in the video and you're like the emperor of all these people and all of that. So yeah, we just used everyone we know because you know, it really fits with the theme. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the concept of the song was that inspiring vibe, and "We Are the Emperors" is basically something that everyone can find something within himself that is honest and that is him. And basically, it's sort of like getting back to the roots kind of thing. And we felt that those ruins and this old chapel would be really good combination with the style of music. So it just happened by chance. We've noticed this asylum chapel on the internet.
Mm.
Stephen brought his director, Joseph Wilson, and a bunch of his friends, and we made a video. It's really cool, and there's a lot of performance that goes into it. So a lot of it is actually done by Stephen himself. So all eyes on him, no pressure.
All eyes on you.
Yeah, and Iggy was we wanted the contrast. Iggy was going to be like the real straight man in a suit, a bit like Neo from the Matrix. So, yeah.
Great. And did in terms of you creating your music together, were the visuals like a really important part of you deciding where you were going to go with the sound and what you wanted to present as emperors?
Yeah, well, I mean, I went to art school and everything, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
always, because the genre for so long, it's not just the music's got to be amazing, but then you've got to have the visual manifestation of it that kind of enhances it and everything. So yeah, definitely. I think probably me and Iggy have our own aesthetic worlds, but in this collaboration, I think it's come together nicely. Like in the single cover we did with our friend Jan Kloss, I think it's a really nice contrast between us. Like I'm the angel and with my frilly sleeves and all that, and then Iggy is really suited and booted.
Is there a theme that will develop in terms of your future work as well? Have you got other things that you've already recorded or written, or is this just testing the waters so far?
Yeah, well, it started as testing the waters, but because our musical marriage has gone quite well so far, and we've made other songs. I think we're quite our knees are deep into the musical waters now. So yeah, we have other songs already written and half produced. So it's just about we're touching them up right now.
Okay.
So they're kind of polishing up. Yeah.
Yeah. We wrote a bunch of songs before we released this one, but now that the concept is changing, well, we decided to just give them a new look, a new fresh sound. Some songs take longer, but we do have another one coming up very soon. So for those who would like this one, I suggest you just subscribe to it, because there's going to be a lot more interesting things that will come.
Great. And is live performance going to be part of that when it's possible again? Is that on the cards?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I mean, I've already done an acoustic stripped version of Emperors for Margot Marshall,
Yeah.
drag queen. She's doing like a live lounge kind of a thing at the Glory. So yeah, I've done a stripped version of Emperors, and for future more live performances with other musicians, me and Iggy have been talking about different arrangements, like how we're gonna do it and all of that. So yeah, probably
Great.
with a laptop with synthesized sounds, and then live musicians as well, I think. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds great. And does Cassandra come out to play in this at all, or is this a completely separate thing?
Wow, she's a little bit tucked away right now. I fit her into my suitcase. That was very hard. She's so big. She's 6'8" in heels. But
she is massive.
the music, the kind of I know. She's a clinical giant technically. She's above 6'7". But in terms of we approached the music really. We didn't have any preconceived ideas of what we were going to make, so we just kind of let it flow organically and see what happens in our chemistry or whatever. And the visual I think that we imagined weren't full drag as such. It's more of a, like in a video, it's more of a kind of demi drag
Mm.
thing, and I've always been into that anyway, like Steve Strange and all of them, Princess Julia, of course,
Yeah, of course.
our
It's
patron saint. So it's different with each song, but for Emperors, it was really, Iggy had a kind of stripped demo beat and he gave it to me, and I listened to it over and over and see what words come out. And I think usually I work that way anyway, even when I'm doing a song myself. Most often the music comes first, and then I kind of word associations happen, like a certain melody or the chords will evoke certain words that sometimes I don't have a story in mind or anything. They're just, the words come and I see what comes out, and then sometimes I construct the story from what's come out of my subconscious or whatever.
Mm.
So yeah, with Emperors, Iggy had the beat, and he also had this vision of me. He imagined me as an emperor on a throne, and he really wanted me to write something from my heart, something really earnest. So I was like, oh, okay, I got to live up to this. So yeah, just kind of stream of consciousness, an idea. And the original version we had is much different to the later version, because the kind of, Iggy gave me a kind of mumble, vague melody, and then I kind of fit words along to that. And because the melody he gave me was much longer and fuller in the first version, the lyrics I wrote had a more kind of fantastical Voyager vibe. It was more kind of in the realm of fantasy, like a roaming vagabond or whatever.
Mm.
And then it was later down the line, I think Iggy, is it your friend, said the melody was too long and there's too much talking or something. So you decided to constrict it.
Yeah, we went to youth a couple of times,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's been a lot of back and forth before we settled down. Actually, the word Emperors, the name of the band Emperors, came from the song. The song was meant
Yeah.
to be called "We Are the Emperors," and then youth thought that that's the name of,
Yeah, it was an
and that's how
accident. Yeah.
A happy accident. That's good.
He was like, yeah, is that your band? You're the Emperors? Yeah. They're also the best ones, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well, I
well,
think
it's a cool concept. Is a little bit more like "We Are the Champions," we are the Emperors. And I come from Eastern Europe, and we say, the ship will float same way as you call it, or something along those lines. So basically, if your ship is called, I'm gonna sink, it will sink. If your ship is called like Titanic, well, a bit ironic, but life is interesting sometimes.
Yeah.
yes, it
Yes,
brings
so we are the Emperors. And it's the two of us at the moment, but I had an idea. I would love to, like say for live performance, I'd love to get a really kind of great looking, kind of maybe butch lady, like in a suit, maybe like kind of Katie Lang looking. Because, as Emperors is kind of masculine sounding, but I thought it'd be cool to have like a lady member, but looking kind of, butch.
Great.
So if you know anyone.
I'll put a call out. Yeah. I know a few.
Yeah.
Speaking of other,
Of course. Yeah.
speaking of other performers and creatures of the night, is there anybody that both of you are kind of excited about right now? So in terms of like performers of any sort, or other musicians, or people that you're interested in at the moment.
Well, she's not on the scene as such. I mean, I've never met her, but there's a girl called Pixie. She has a song called Electric Dream, and I just saw it on one of those Instagram ads. I really like her song.
Nice. Okay.
So I'll be excited to see what she does. But she's not like I don't know if she's a creature for the night or anything. I've never met her. But also, I have my favorites like Amanda Pet.
Yeah.
Fabulous, surreal, batty drag queen. Who else? My partner in crime, Stella Meltdown. She was working on some music actually, kind of
great.
electroclash, Goldfrapp-esque. So it's in early stages yet, but maybe she might come out with it soon.
Well,
yeah.
Great. We'll get her on as well. How about you, Iggy?
Yeah, we'll get her on. Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Iggy? Is there anyone that you're influenced by at the
Um,
moment, inspired by?
I like the sound of Sigur Rós from Iceland, and I particularly like the sound design of the band called M83 from France
Oh, I
slash
don't.
Los
I'm not
Angeles.
familiar with them, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, I was confused then with M22. So there's M22 and M83.
All the
Oh,
M's.
is that a road in England?
M22, they sing like it was the first time. You know that?
No,
Um,
M83 made the soundtrack for Made in Chelsea.
Oh,
That's
just they?
the open.
Oh, that
Yeah,
thing. Oh, right.
yeah.
hmm. All the M's.
Yeah, I
Oh.
like everything. That sounds good. I'm a big fan of Depeche Mode. I
Yeah.
like New Order, and but I grew up listening to rock music, metal music. I
Hmm.
was a big fan of Metallica, Scorpions, you know,
And Scorpions, yeah.
Roses, and you know, I don't know how I ended up making pop music,
Mm.
but it was always in me, that 80s, those 80s snare reverbs, and
Hmm.
those electronic drums, those guitar sounds, and the reverb, like lush reverb on vocals. It's always been my inspiration. So I guess the
Mm.
Empress, just it was a sort of turning point for me, to switch from doing something that others like to something that I personally like to make in
Hmm.
terms of music. And yeah,
Yeah.
with Steven, he's got that very low baritone voice, very similar to Dave Gahan's. So I guess
Oh,
naturally the 80s production just fits with it, just
yeah,
happened
it
to fit.
does, yeah. Because yeah, it's a kind of happy accident that we have kind of similar references,
Hmm.
like sonically there. Like, I love Special Mode and everything. Gary Newman,
Hmm.
you know, all of that. Kate Bush, Dave Bowie, Roxy Music.
Oh, I'm
All.
actually talking to David Bowie's drummer, Sterling.
Oh,
Brown.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I guess the music in this case can become helpful for the world. So we're not
Hmm.
trying to just make fancy songs and dress up fancy and just go out there and dance, but there's a message behind it. And if you guys will listen to the song, you might be able to pick it up. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's the depth of the lyrics that me and are putting into our song.
Yeah. Well,
It's
that's the
really.
nice thing about, music is a transcendent. In the words of, great Madonna,
Hmm.
music brings the bourgeoisie and the rebel together. It's got that kind of transcendental, whoever you are, wherever you come from, you can all, like, people from all different walks of life can, love
Yeah,
music.
absolutely. It's such a good vehicle for exactly that,
Yeah.
for portraying messages and getting messages out there in a distilled manner into like one little song of 4 minutes, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Um, and is that
Mm.
do you sort of discuss these things, these messages, before you put them into your songs, or is it something that can happen quite naturally for you?
Um, well, I mean, with the Emperor's song, I guess the theme I had in mind was kind of it kind of came by accident, because so I'd wrote the original version, which was like I said, the fantastical journey, whatever. And then Iggy kind of wanted to shorten the melody. And then I was kind of like, oh, but I feel like it needs the longer melody for my words and all of that. But he's like, oh, please, man, just try it. We'll see what happens. I was like, okay. So I had to kind of constrict the words I'd written into Iggy's shorter melody. And I feel like it worked out better. It was because it became more succinct and evocative of, like just the landscape of the world right now. It seems like all these kind of things like gender issues, wanting to people's kind of aspiration to turn away from, kind of hierarchical power structures and, corporate control and all of that. It's like they're like really vamping up and coinciding together. So um yeah, I think I kind of subconsciously wrote about that, that idea of, that kind of egalitarian, we are the emperors, um, in this together, which has
Mm.
become, really hot phrase for, lots of the companies. But we wrote it, I wrote, like in 2019, I just like that line came to me before coronavirus and everything.
So
So
There's that
it's been
now
sense
it's
of
being used for chicken
happening.
katsu curry at wasabi.
There's that sense in the song. Something new is beginning. You know, something is about to happen. So
Yeah.
let's just rejoice and be who we are. We
Mm.
are the emperors. You know, we are there to shine and to lead the world forward. You know.
And
Mm.
where do you
Yeah, we
both
want to give it a
see?
positive twist, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you see as this whole time period that we've been going through at the moment, but what do you both see as kind of maybe some positive things that are to come or that are happening right now? What do you feel is kind of
Well, I think it's like because I was kind of drawing a lot on that kind of 1960s idea, that cosmic idea of Age of Aquarius and all of that, that in the future, all these things like, technology and humanitarianism and activism and androgyny and, intergalactic travel, all of those things, that idea of the Age of Aquarius or whatever. So whether you believe in it cosmically or not, is another matter. But yeah, hopefully we can, because there's pros and cons to everything. Like technology has really liberated us and made our lives better in a lot of ways. But of course, there's the other side. You can become enslaved by technology with, all this vamping up of the surveillance and, those kind of things. So, I mean, hopefully we can give the um the duality of all these issues, the positive energy, as lofty as that sounds.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess the
not
society
wrong.
is changing to something entirely new now that the COVID has basically
Yeah,
shook all of our lives, and God knows what's going to happen next. But one thing is certain, that we do need to change, and this change needs to happen pretty rapidly. Because if we don't do it, then the nature is going to do it for us, and we can see how um, uh, fragile the system is,
mm,
like how everything is interlinked. And if one bit of this whole mechanism of life is disturbed, is broken, then the entire system
yeah,
falls. So I guess it's gonna get worse before it gets better,
yeah,
but there are definitely some positive prospects, and
yeah.
people should look for
Well, it's like
for those.
birth. Oh, yeah, that's true what you're saying, Iggy. Yeah, and I think birth in general. Whenever something new is born, it's through a lot of pain and struggle. Like literally, when you give birth, the beautiful baby, has to come. It's like screaming, and there's like blood and all of
Mhm.
that, and
Yeah,
it's like growing
from the pain.
pains. Yeah.
Yeah, growing pain. So
Mm.
yeah, I think we've all been
So,
experiencing some of those this year.
yeah, yeah.
What is next for you both then as emperors? What's in the horizon?
Wow. Next, we're still cooking up other songs. I mean, the one we're working on. Can I say the title? Do you think, Iggy? I can say the title.
Yeah,
Was it
sure.
a surprise?
Yes,
Try.
Yeah. So it's called "Let You In." The next song,
exclusive.
"Let You In," and exclusive. Yeah, it's a song I did it on piano originally. Well, I recorded a guitar version actually and sent that to Iggy. And yeah, I didn't know if Iggy would be into it, but I'll see what he thinks. And he really liked it, to my surprise. And then he combined that with it was like this kind of electronic beat you had already, I think, and they fit together really well. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
we
then we
turned
developed it.
it was a really nice song. I like the melody of it, but it wasn't defined.
Hmm.
So I had to use harmonies in order to sort of define the melody. And it's a really, really, it's probably one of my favorite songs personally. Uh, melody wise and lyric wise, because it was basically written all by Steven. So you can see there's a lot of his emotion and heart put into it, as opposed to, you know, when two people are writing, you'll get those sort of two brains in one song. Sometimes it's not really clear. But this song just came from the heart, and I really liked it. I think you guys will like it too.
Yeah. Yeah, and Iggy actually does backing vocals on this one, and I keep
Yeah,
telling him to turn them up in the mix because they're so angelic. He sounds like
yeah,
an angel.
yeah. Shy and not want to,
Yeah.
not want my vocals to be.
Oh, I love a
It's nice
backing.
balance because Iggy's voice is kind of higher and mine's like, you
Mhm.
know, low baritone or whatever when I'm singing anyway.
Oh, I'm all about the harmonies. I love the harmonies.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for chatting to me so much. I feel like we could talk about all of those topics so much longer, and we will. We'll chat again, I'm sure, at some point. We got through the Zoom gremlins just about.
I
And
know, yeah. Well, you're frozen right now, actually,
yeah, okay, great.
on me. In a very flattering pose.
Well, that's good. But
Yeah,
I'm
I was
very
going to say,
excited.
are you going to do,
Carry on.
oh, sorry. Are you going to do, once everything's up and running properly, you're going to do your live Sing for Your Supper night again? Because we would
Oh,
love to play,
I
I
would
think.
love to. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I missed the stage and missed live performance. So absolutely, we'd love to be doing wherever will have me and wherever I can host some shows. I'd love to be doing them. So
Yeah, definitely. Oh, great.
I will definitely be calling you when that happens.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I want to see you play again.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. I'd love to
Yeah.
see me play too again. So, I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I think there's so many people just waiting in the wings at the moment. Just to
Yeah. It was that pent up energy, I think,
absolutely.
you know.
And it's such like so many special places, not just in London, but certainly that we kind of know that have been performance spaces in London. It's really amazing to find those, and particularly queer spaces as well that do live performance. I think is really
Mhm.
really special.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will come back
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Um,
great.
well, thank you both for chatting and sharing your track. We're going to look forward to hearing it in Glitterbeam, and can't wait to see what's coming next from you as well.